Yo, what's the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Got to get some of this stuff in order here. Get off my long gang of full effectors in the place to be. Man, we got 50 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I need some more love in the room. What the F is going on here lately? Tell a friend and tell a friend. Pay your bar tabs as well. Let's go. There is a lot of stuff going on in Raider Nation today, man. There's a lot of stuff. The full injury report's coming out. I know you've heard it. I don't know if you guys were down the dial at the Oak Las Vegas Network graphics channel, or you saw that on Hammer's house, or did you see it over at Big Mike Raiders channel? Were you at Mitch's channel? I don't know. You might have seen it, but if you haven't heard, here it goes. Maxx Crosby is in the place for Sunday. He will definitely be playing. My God. Maxx Crosby is playing. Oh, man, we're going to go through the injury report, y'all. We're going to go through the injury report because I know some of y'all are waiting, everybody's riding in from work. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody out there on both coasts. We're going to pull the injury report up. Then we're going to get into some rumors. We brought some guys in. You know what I mean? Because, the enigmatic Colton Miller is not playing, yo. It's not playing, man. Colton Miller is out. He is listed as out. The Colton Miller situation is getting a little weird, man. And we're going to dive into this, man. But let me see how many people we got in the room, man. We got 70. So we got almost 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, sir. My guy, Christopher Munoz is in the place, man. Terry Ogden has just become a member of the Wasted Talent Army. Oh, my God. Thank you. We have cookies over here, Terry Ogden. Appreciate you for joining up. But before we get into everything, let me give my shout-outs and salutations, man. My guy, Walter Scott. Salute to my boy, Wasted Talent, and his channel. That rated theme music is hard when his podcast comes on fire. We got a big one coming up, my boy. I believe we can get it done. I believe we can get it done, too, especially because Mad Max is in the place to be, man. Shout out to my brother, Walter Scott, man. Appreciate you, dog. Adam C., hope you had a good day, Wasted. Yo, you know what, man? Like, real rap, I just came back from the gym, yo. I had a splendiferous day, man. Tough day at work. But, yo, man, listen, if it was all easy, man, we'd all be rich. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of y'all, man. My guy, J.N.J. Galindo. What up, OG? Wasted in the place to be. Soup Amaricron is in the place. Oh, my God. Redbone is here. Once again, Carlos Byrones, my boy. Barrios Clips TV. The Get Off My Lawn gang is in full effect. Robert Williams is in the place. Oh, Vibe Raider. Paul Edgerton from all the way across the pond. Chip, chip, cheerio. Philip High Stakes Torres is in the place. My dog Sean Johnson's in the place. Mike Smith is in the place, man. Get the F off my lawn. You're damn right. Kenny Mack is in the place. Where you been, Kenny? Staying Raider. Shout out to you, man. Raider Joe, what it is, man. Oh, shit. Ray Cates. We got over 100 in the room. It's time to cook. My dog, Slapper Jones, is in the place, man. So, yo, let's go. Oh, my dog, Nation's Fighters. Where you been, Nation? What up, bro? He started off. Warm it up, Jalen Harris. Damn. Max play still after the news, his knee injury, the knee surgery. He is a beast, but Colton is not playing. A bit disappointed. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. The thing with Max is Max had an infection, bro. They hit it with them antibiotics. They got that infection out of there. I think Max is going to be all right. I don't think he needs any major surgery on his knee. I love that Max is a dog. Listen, man, youth is undefeated, bro. Youth is undefeated. Max is a young man, bro. He's at the prime of his career, and I don't want to see the prime of his career get kind of short cycled by him not really doing what's best for himself. But I love the fact that Max is so invested. I love it, man. I love that Max is so invested, man. I love it, man. But yo, Maxx is going to be in the place, man. And I think he's not going to put his career on the line. Maxx is a smart kid. I don't think the medical staff would, risk their franchise player. I think Maxx is going to be all right, man. 17, Bob Trey. What up, dog? Love your content. Appreciate you, bro. MG's rated supreme talent. What it is, man. Shout out to Hondo for the dope name, man. John Young, thank you for thank you for pulling up on your brother Wasted, man. It doesn't go missed on me how y'all always show up and show out for me, man, and show out for this team. Love every single one of y'all. Appreciate every single one of y'all, man. But yo, we got to find that injury report, so we're gonna go over that nauseum, yo. This is the injury report that really matters, yo. You know, Boomer McBoomerstein myself didn't have it up because I just got out the gym, yo. I am feeling great too, man. I'm feeling great, man. I am feeling freaking great, man. Antonio Pierce, discussed Jermaine Illuminor's, play in relief of Colton Miller at left tackle, but the Raiders would prefer to keep him at right tackle. Miller has not been practicing this week. So, he's not playing against the Minnesota Vikings. Maxx Crosby's not on the injury report. Brandon Faison was a full participant. We got a bunch of limited participants here. I still got to find this damn injury report, man. I'm sorry. Kanal Mayuga is limited practice. Cole Miller is out. Maxx is playing. Who else we had on the injury report, man? I'm sorry, y'all. Daniel Carlson did not practice. John Jenkins. He got some rest, full practice today. Malcolm Kuntz, full practice today. Daniel Carlson, full practice today. So they're going to be playing. They have Maxx as questionable, but he had limited practice. But Maxx already told you he's going to be playing. Brandon Faison had a full practice, man. So I think we're going to see Brandon Faison. So, man, there you have it. And as far as the Minnesota Vikings, man, Ed Ingram, limited practice. He's questionable. Canoe, Nawe, I don't know what the hell, how to pronounce this guy. They're the running back, man. He's full practice participant. Theo Jackson, full practice. Najee Thompson, full practice. Caleb Evans, cornerback, full practice. Justin Jefferson, full practice. He's going to be ready to go. Chris Tonga, full practice. So, yo, man, the Minnesota Vikings are as healthy as ever. They're coming off a bye week. It's going to be a tall order for us, man. It's going to be a tall order for us. My brother, Robert Cisneros, he said, Wasted always with the fire fist. Oh, appreciate you, bro. I try to stay fresher than most, bro. Oh, my dog, Loon Natez, Pale Moon, our resident cowboy / Raider supporter because he supports what I do over here, man. Love this guy, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Wasted and Raider Nation from your friendly neighborhood Cowboys fan. Also, catch Dak's latest commercial featuring Ryan Reynolds. It's hilarious with an important message that can save lives. Listen, if it has an important message that can save lives, we will excuse the fact that it's Dak Prescott. And we will watch it. Shout out to my guy, Lunatez Pale Moons, man. Jalen Harris. Wasted, I see you with the Spider-Man. Oh, yeah. A big comic book guy. Yo, big Miles Morales guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I'm a big Spider-Man buff, man. Spider-Man was my favorite comic. Spider-Man and Batman were my favorites growing up. But, I'm enjoying the Miles Morales arc, man. I didn't think I would. Raider Nation, what it is. What's good, Wasted? What is your score? The Raiders versus Vikings. And who do you think will get first place? The Fins or the Ravens? First off, bro, I'm not giving these scores. Every time I give a score, we wind up losing, right? As far as the Fins and the Ravens go, I got the Fins losing that game, bro. And I know you guys think I'm crazy. But I have the Fins. Nah, I'm lying, man. I'm kidding around, man. Nah, I got the Fins winning that game, man. 28-17. The Fins are starting to hit their stride right now, man. But look, let's get into it. So today, the Raiders brought in DJ Fluker, man. So what that tells me is that, this Colton Miller situation is something we're going to need to stay serious. We're going to take serious. We got to take this serious, man. Colton Miller is probably going to be out a lot longer than a lot of people would think, man. Now, DJ Fluker was a former first-round pick, man. He's working out this morning for the Raiders. I haven't gotten any word whether he's left the building yet, but he played for the Chargers, was drafted in 2013. He started his career at right tackle before eventually making that switch to guard. And he started 96 games in his NFL career and has appeared in 108 games altogether. Fluker has not played since 2020, man, and he will turn 33 in March. But however, Fluker has held some private workouts, man, and he's looked like an animal, bro. He looks like Tarzan. I hope he don't play like Jane, man. And he's been at the University of Alabama, showing the NFL teams, how he's looking, and the Raiders decided to take a flyer on him and bring him in, man. He's dropped significant weight, man. He's ready to return to the league, man. He's hungry. Hopefully the Raiders can bring him in and he can pay us dividends. Now, we have some depth at offensive tackle, and we could use some help and inside guard, and we will continue, to kind of monitor this, because the fact that they're bringing in a guard now kind of makes me a little leery, or a guy who could play guard and tackle makes me leery, because that makes me think that Colton Miller is probably going to be out for even more of an extended time than he already is. You can't have a guy that's playing a left tackle, with a bum shoulder, man. That's a tall order right there. That's a tall order, man. My dog Corey Hagen's in the place to be. Wasted, my brother from another mother. Wasted. I love you and your takes and info. God bless you and yours. I'm calling 143 yards for Davante Adams, 2 tutties, and 1 defensive tutty. Let's go Raiders. I hope so, man, because this is gonna have to be a Davante Adams special, y'all. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Davante Adams has not had that signature game this year like he did last year, and that has a lot to do with our quarterback play. But to be real with you, for us to win this football game, we always say that Josh Jacobs has to be the guy to open the offense up for the passing game. But I think this week, because people have kind of figured that out about the Raiders, to get everybody off balance, the passing game is going to have to show that they could be effective right off the bat. The passing game has to put the Vikings defense on their heels. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, man, have such a talented team. Man. I mean, they were in line, man, to really make some noise this year before Kirk Cousins got hurt. And now, they got Joshua Dobbs, and I don't see them going to the heights that they were going to go, but they're still a very dangerous team. And we were talking about this over there the other night on Grab Show. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to go down their roster, guys, and you're going to see what I mean. They have a lot of talented football players, man. A lot. I'm going to share my screen with you guys in a second. I'm getting this pulled up. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We got almost 200 in the room. What the F is going on? Run them numbers up. We need it over here. We need it. Hold on, man. So, guys, I'm getting this Minnesota Viking roster up, and here we go. Jordan Addison, dog, rookie. Brian Asamoah, a linebacker we talked a whole hell of a lot about in our draft coverage. He's a young stud linebacker. Mekhi Blackman, very good corner. Andrew Booth, Garrett Bradbury, Pro Bowl center. Blake Blandell, not the best. He's not terrible, though. Jonathan Bullard. It's a very serviceable guy. Andre Carter III, Ty Chandler, Louis Sign, right out of Georgia, man. Look, Christian Darrisaw, great young left tackle. Andrew DePaulo, long snapper. Joshua Dobbs, Troy Dobbs. Look at this. Caleb Williams, C.J. Hand, T.J. Hawkinson, Donnell Hunter. Ed Ingram's going to be out. Justin Jefferson. Pat Jones III, decent linebacker right there. Look at this. Look at this, man. Byron Murphy. KJ Osborne. Harrison Phillips. I mean, guys, look, they got a nice roster, man. They got a nice freaking roster, man. And I'm not saying they're world beaters, but they're not a bad football team, man. Anthony Barr is still in the place. N'Keal Harry. I mean, look, they got some players, man. I didn't know they had Cam Akers. Cam Akers must not be playing that much, man. Is Harrison Smith still there? I'm looking for Harrison Smith. I thought Harrison Smith was still playing for them. That's what I'm looking for right now. Did Harrison Smith, did he get traded or something like that? Nada, what's up, man? Robert Devilla, the third quarter will tell you. Now, that's a fact. The wet blanket is in the place. Robert Devilla, what is the deal, man? Mayhem Raider, what it is, bro. The Las Vegas Raiders can beat the Minnesota Vikings. We got this. Yes, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, we can, bro. The thing about it is that people are making like this is a layup. We are two teams that are kind of in the same situation. We have backup quarterbacks playing. Really, to be honest with you, we're in a better situation than the Vikings are quarterback-wise because I believe that Aiden O'Connell's the best quarterback on our roster from day one anyway. Right? Our running back situation, player for player, dollar for dollar, we have a better running back situation. We have Josh Jacobs. We have one of the best running backs in the league. The wide receiver situation, I think we can go toe-to-toe with them. But, you know, and to be honest with you, I think we have an advantage in that scenario too. Jefferson Davis is a beast. Addison is a beast. But, I mean, Jacoby Myers and Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow, to me, is one of the finest wide receiver rooms in the National Football League. So I'm telling you, man, I mean, look, man, I think we have a distinct chance, but I'm not going to come on here and just sell you guys a bunch of hopium. This is going to be a tough win for the Raiders, man. It's going to be a tough one, man. My guy, John Scheffler, thank you for the $4.99 super, keeping the lights on Raider Nation Unlimited over here, man. Appreciate you, my dog. My guy said it's been a while. I had to show you some love, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you keeping the lights on over here, bro. Appreciate it, man. Classic Man Q always with the info. So Harrison is still there, bro. So that guy is a beast at freaking safety, man. He's always been a disruptive force, and every time he's played against us, he's always, you know, gave us a lot of fits, man. Classic Man Q. So Cam Akers is on IR. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I didn't even see that on it. I didn't even see that, man. I should have saw that on the injury report, bro. I wonder if they call him Anthony Barr. He was on a practice squad last time I heard. Yeah, he was. But the fact that he's on the roster, it shows you, man. If he's not on their roster, Anthony Barr's on a practice squad, that goes to show you how talented that linebacking core is. Omar, my brother with the $5 super, man. My brother, the reason the Vikings are good is because the trade back like a million times during the draft, and they put it all on D. Pause. Yeah, bro. I'm not mad at that. Bro, I'm not mad at that metric, bro. I've been saying this. Everybody's like, well, you know, you don't win football games in this league. It's an offensive league. Man, I don't want to hear that. Look, the Raiders in the division that we're in, we have to. If we don't, if there, and I'm not saying there's no chance, but it's a very slim chance that we wind up with the best quarterback in our division based off of the fact of Patrick Mahomes being there. So you have to give yourself an advantage wherever you can on the other places on the football field. The advantage has to be on the defense. The Raiders have to build a defense that is ready to beat everybody in that division. They have to build their defense to stop the Chargers, to stop the Denver Broncos, to stop Patrick Mahomes. That is how they have to put that team together. And to be honest with you, that's the one thing I want the Raiders to hang their hat on. Say, we have the best defense in this division and possibly in the conference. That's the only way we're going to get to a championship. Jalen Harris, Wasted, do you agree with Mitch's take with calling AOC a career backup? Personally, I think he has a good chance to be a starter because he's really, really good and played smart in the Chiefs game. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Look, I got a lot of, Mitch is a good dude. Mitch is a good guy, right? But we are diametrically opposite with the way we see football. First and foremost, I don't have a crystal ball. What I see out of Aiden O'Connell is he has a strong arm. He's tough. He's smart. He understands how to move in a pocket without having to take off and run. And I think there's something there to develop. Now, do I think I'm ready to give the keys to the franchise to Aiden O'Connell at this juncture? No, right? But for Mitch to call him a career backup, to me is irresponsible because the guy is not even all the way through his rookie year yet. He hasn't even played 16 games yet. You don't know what he's going to become. Some people looked at Tom Brady at one time in his career and called him a career backup. People looked at Ryan Fitzpatrick, which he wasn't a franchise quarterback, but Ryan Fitzpatrick started for a lot of different teams. I don't view this kid like that. I have to watch him develop. There are a lot of guys that everybody get all this hype coming out of college. They played great in college. They get drafted in the top of the draft, and they become career backups. I just believe that Aiden O'Connell is a guy that, I think he will always bring his best. I think that Aiden O'Connell will always challenge who's ever on the roster for that job. And I think that one day in his career, it might not be for the Raiders, right? It might be for the Raiders. He could be our cornerstone, right? But if he doesn't start and we go out, we draft somebody else, and he's on our roster for a couple years, I think he's the kind of player that people will take a flyer on and bring him in to start. Because I believe Aiden O'Connell is like this he could be like the Nick Foles of this generation. I really believe that. I see greater things for Aiden O'Connell than just being a backup. The thing about it is, am I willing to hedge my bet on Aiden O'Connell at this juncture? No. But I just think for anybody to say what Aiden O'Connell is or isn't at this point, they're just chatting, bro. They just chatting. They talking a bunch of nonsense at this point because they don't know what the fuck he is or what he's going to be. They don't know. I'm not in the business of just giving out all of these bullshit. And no disrespect to Mitch or anyone else, but I'm not in the business of giving out bullshit takes that you know what I'm saying, just to get everybody in an uproar. To me, that's fucking to me, that's nonsense, you know. But hey, at the end of the day, I like, this is my channel. I don't work for anybody. Well, I have another job, but this is not my, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, this is my channel. I'm here doing this out of my love for the team and the fact that I love to tap in with the nation. You know what I'm saying? And it's become something else. It has become something to where it's very important in my life because yo, you guys are important. This channel's important. You know, the relationships that I've gotten through this is important, including Mitch. Mitch is a good dude. I'm just saying, I don't have the same metric that he has. He has a job to do, and no disrespect to him, but I'm not going to come on here and just say arbitrarily somebody's a career backup after fucking 4 or 5 games. To me, that's just nonsense. My guy, John Scheffler, man, thank you for keeping the lights on here, Raider Nation Unlimited. I agree, Wasted. I just don't think he's a franchise quarterback. And I get it. Right now, only time will tell. You know, he's not a guy that's a can't miss, stone cold lead pipe fact of a quarterback. He's not that. He's a guy that, he's the chick that you see and you're like, she's all right. Maybe she get her hair done. She lose like 10 pounds. She be all right. I throw it around. That's what Aiden O'Connell is, bro. He has a lot of potential, but we have to give him time to develop and see where that potential could take him. Now, what happens if Aiden O'Connell lights it up for the last 5 games? Then we'll be talking a totally different story. Jay Schilling, my brother, man, thank you for keeping the lights on at Raider Nation Unlimited. It is much and greatly appreciated. For the $4.99, that's divine. Say we do draft one of the young QBs. Do you feel more comfortable of Pierce developing him or someone like Jim Harbaugh? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Antonio Pierce is not that kind of quarterback. Not quarterback. He's not that kind of coach. He's not going to be the one that is like explicitly responsible for developing the quarterback. He is a leader. He is a CEO kind of head coach. He is more of a Mike Tomlin than anything. The thing is that I feel comfortable getting the right people in positions to be successful. See, that's what the thing is. You got to know what kind of coach you have, right? So if you don't have an Andy Reid offensive guru kind of head coach, you got to go out there and you got to go and seek and find the right quarterback coach and the right offensive coordinator to put you on the right trajectory with your younger players, right? But I feel comfortable with Antonio Pierce with players because he understands what it takes to be successful at a National Football League level. He understands how to talk to players and to deal with players. He understands how to hold them. It's a fine line, and it's a skill that a lot of people they take for granted. Interpersonal people skills and knowing how to lead. They take it for granted, and he has it in spades because he's been in that locker room as a player. He's been in the locker room as an assistant. Now he's a head coach. So he's seen every kind of prism of what it is to be in the National Football League most of his adult life. He's coached in college. He's young enough where he can reach back and grab his youth. He's not old. The players can relate to him. So I believe Antonio Pierce with players and ingratiating himself with players is fucking great for me, as long as he's smart enough to bring in the people that schematically can develop our quarterback. Get that quarterback guru, quarterback coach. Get that offensive genius, that young guy that can come in there and spark this offense and get out of their way, let them cook. And when it comes to accountability and dealing with the player, the player as a man, I have full faith in Antonio Pierce. I have more faith in Antonio Pierce than I do Josh McDaniels. Because that the interpersonal part of things, you're not going to have to worry about. And you're going to know that, say, for instance, the quarterback doesn't work out. If the quarterback is a shithead, you're not going to have those kind of, like with McDaniels, you never knew whether the player was the problem or he was the problem. But with Antonio Pierce, you're going to know because of how solid he is and he's been and how the other players love Antonio Pierce. You know that if he has to get rid of a player, that player is the problem. The player's the problem. Marcus Peters, you knew he was the problem. He had to go. I don't even question it. If Josh McDaniels was the guy who did that, I'd be like, maybe this is another Josh McDaniels issue trying to be Belichick. It's weird. You know what I mean? It's the best cup of coffee I had all day, man. My guy, John Scheffler. He's the leader of men. If you get a strong staff around him, he could be a winning coach just like Mike Tomlin. That's a fact. He could be our Mike Tomlin. I'm okay with that, bro. I need the NFL to go back to times where coaches coached and coordinators coordinated and position coaches coached. Whatever happened to that? Bro, multitasking is a myth. Multitasking is a myth. Everybody thinks that you can do 5 or 6 different things well at one time, and it's not true, yo. It's not true. You do one thing well, and you move on to the next. And the thing with a lot of these young coaches, they've never coached before, and they don't give themselves a chance to fucking warm up into being a head coach. They don't give themselves that grace to grow into the job. And I believe that that's what a lot of coaches should do now. You should start off as a CEO coach, have people that can help you out, help you see the game better. And then if you're so compelled after you've had a mark of success, if you want to take over one side of the football and kind of have that call sheet and trust yourself, then I have no problem with that. But being a young coach like Antonio Pierce, who's never had head coaching experience at an NFL level, I would prefer to see him do it this way. And I like it. I love it, man. Just another DJ, my guy. You're wasted. Maxx playing Sunday. It's cool for this game. But having him available Thursday is going to be tough. You think he should be on the snap count? Yeah, I do. I do, especially if there's still something weird and wonky going on with that knee. Yes. He is the cornerstone of the Raiders. Maxx Crosby, not Davante Adams, not Josh Jacobs. Maxx Crosby is the cornerstone of the Raiders. He is the most valuable player for the Raiders. He is the guy who sets the tone. It was a time when Derek Carr was the banner player for this team. He was the guy who was the bull of the woods in the locker room. But Maxx Crosby is the heart and soul of the Raiders. And you have to protect that, because what I don't want to see happen to Maxx Crosby is what's happened to a lot of greats in our organization, i.e. Darren McFadden. Darren McFadden had an injury. We thought that it would heal up and he'd be back to 100%. And he never quite got back to where he was. And I don't want to see that happen with Maxx. Just as safety value, who are the free agent QBs next year? Do we have enough cap space for one? Look, salary cap thing. As of right now, no, but they can make moves to get a free agent quarterback. But to be honest with you, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't want to see the Raiders bring in, a guy that is a high price guy because we already paid Jimmy G, right? And he's not going to be playing for us. We have Aiden O'Connell. We have a decent, we have a decent chance at getting a pretty decent quarterback prospect, right? But if I'm being honest, I would like to see them go get somebody who has played before in the NFL on the cheap and draft a guy, and I'd like them to let the two young guys battle it out in camp, if I'm being honest. Max said today that he backs AP and Champ, so that's good enough for me. That facts, Martin. Facts. I love it, man. Wasted. I would highly recommend the Raiders get in touch with John Kitna and see if he can help teach AOC this upcoming offseason. Yeah, John Kitna, listen, let me tell you something. John Kitna was the backup that you wanted to have in the 90s. John, I love John Kitna. I remember John Kitna when he was playing in like the World League, and I remember when he played for the Seahawks. I remember when John Kitna was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a hell of a quarterback coach. That's the kind of guy that you want to be a quarterback coach, a journeyman quarterback who understands. See, a lot of times it's hard for talented football players to teach the things that they do. Like Michael Vick could never teach people about what he does. Dan Marino and John Elway. That's why John Elway was bad at drafting quarterbacks. He can't teach you how to be as great as he was. He just can't. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan can't coach people. Larry Bird's the only great player I've seen that was a damn good coach. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas. We're talking about basketball, but Bill Russell did all right, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So supremely talented quarterbacks can't tell other guys how to do what they do. But a guy like Kitna or Josh McDaniels, those are the kind of guys you want being your quarterback coach. I would love that, man. My guy, Wasted. Would you rather have Justin Fields or Jaden Daniels? Depends, man. It depends. I like Jaden Daniels, bro. I do. I'm not going to be mad at either one of them, bro. I got to see more of Jaden Daniels. The thing with Justin Fields, and this is one of the reasons why I've kind of leaned in Justin, if I had my druthers who I would pick, because Justin Fields is a full-grown man, right? The only thing about Justin Fields is I don't know whether or not Justin Fields is ruined or not. I don't know whether he's ruined mentally yet. But if I'm being honest, I probably would rather have Justin Fields for a second-round pick because the pay structure, we know what the pay structure is going to be. He's still in a rookie deal. He's still a young quarterback. And if Justin Fields comes here, then that means that you're probably going to be keeping Davante Adams. You're probably going to be keeping Josh Jacobs. He's going to have a lot of talent around him. You're going to be keeping Jacoby Myers. And then what you can do is, now that you've located your quarterback, you can take the high draft picks and you can build the trenches and build this defense out and put a hell of a team around Justin Fields. So if I'm being honest, I love Jaden Daniels. I love him and Bo Nix. Those are the guys that I think we're probably going to be in line to get. I'm happy with either one. I would rather get Justin Fields. And I really just worked that out of my head right now, if I'm being honest, because now I can go into the draft knowing I got my quarterback. I know that he's young. I know he has a high ceiling. I know he can throw the football. And maybe we can have our very own Cam Newton because he rushed for over 1,000 yards. I mean, the kid is dynamic. And if he can learn how to throw a little bit, that's going to be a real big problem for people, especially having him in the backfield with Josh Jacobs, man. Unbelievable. My brother, John Scheffler, man, thank you, brother, for keeping the lights on over here, man. Appreciate you. I agree. They all want the power, but very select few can do it all. And that's why you keep cycling through coaches. And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Everybody in the National Football League, it's a copycat league, right? But a lot of people are copying the wrong stuff. A lot of people are copying the wrong stuff, bro. When Andy Reid and all these guys, got into things, then people started transitioning and getting all these guru coaches and the John Grudens with the clipboard. Bro, Kyle Shanahan and all these guys. Bro, I'm cool on that. Just be a good head coach. Be a good head coach. Be a good leader of men. Have your pulse on what's going on with the team, and hold the people that are on your staff accountable and hire the right people and allow them to do their job. Most of the grades cannot be most of the grades cannot be coached because they can't understand people that don't have their talent. That's a fact, bro. Lunatez Pale Moon. John Kitna coached Dak Prescott, and he made huge improvements under Kitna. Thanks, Loon. I didn't, I remember Kitna was on the Cowboys too. I didn't know that he was coaching Dak. You put me up on game right there, bro. Appreciate you, dog. Okay. Do we have 84 million to sign both? Okay, this is you guys talking in the chat. I shouldn't have pulled that up. My bad. Mr. Rogers, my brother's in a place, man. Want AP as coach, but problem having a coach like Mike Tomlin is if we get an OC that has the offense playing at the top 10. Wait, hold up. I want AP as coach, but problem is having a coach like Mike Tomlin is if we get an OC that has an offense playing at the top 10 level, they are hired as a head coach next year. But that's not really a problem because the sum of the organization is greater than its parts, right? So if you have a really strong offensive coordinator, right, hopefully he would build a strong staff and somebody else can step up and take it and run with it. Now, I've seen in other situations like with Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills have never recovered since Brian DeBoer is gone. They have never recovered, right? But there are other teams where it just keeps rolling, right? Now, I know this is kind of a hyperbolic way to look at things. Look at the San Francisco 49ers back in the day. The 49ers had, Bill Walsh, the head coach. They had George Seifert on the defensive side of the ball, right? You had Mike Shanahan. You had Mike Holmgren. You had all of these great coaches, Ray Rhodes, all these people. And it would just keep going and going and going and going. Guys would get jobs, and it would just be next great after next great. The Green Bay Packers. Mike Holmgren went to the Green Bay Packers. He had Mariucci. He had Gruden. He had Marty Mornwig. He had Ray Rhodes was over there too. He had freaking Andy Reid. He had so many great coaches over there. And it just kept going like this. It kept going like this, and they got jobs, and it just kept rolling. See, a lot of the times, man, coaching is very, very important. But if you got if you locate the quarterback, right, you locate the guy on the side of your defense who controls the defense, and you establish a culture. The culture outweighs the actual coach itself. As long as that head coach is still in place, like if you look at what the Patriots have done a long time, that culture kind of was Tom Brady, or the 49ers, or if you look at the Green Bay Packers, or teams that have been successful, the Steelers, they develop a culture and they can interchange the pieces. And that's really what I would like to see the Raiders do. My guy, Latavarian Savage, man, with the best Dr. Doom picture there is, bro. Draft a QB to battle Aiden next season. And if we go QB, maybe make a trade for Kirk Cousins. Look, bro, why do you want Derek Carr light? Kirk Cousins is probably better than DC, but I'm cool. I don't want to pay Kirk. Kirk Cousins is used to making a certain amount of money. Kirk Cousins is older. Kirk Cousins is limited. He's painfully, woefully, average, right? And to me, I would rather take my lumps with a guy where I don't know how high his ceiling can go, as opposed to a guy like Kirk Cousins, where I know exactly how good he's going to be and how good he can't be. I already know what I'm getting with Kirk Cousins. I know that I'm going to be in mediocrity hell with Kirk Cousins as my quarterback. I don't need to pay him for that. I can pay a guy to sit on my bench like Gardner Minshew and mentor a young guy just in case he has to come off the bench that can play, right? But I'm not going to pay Kirk Cousins fucking, $60 million to be average. I'm cool on that, man. Shannon Johnson, I don't think people are willing to give AOC a chance because he doesn't fit the norm. I think AOC does fit the norm. I think he does. He's a pocket passer. Pocket passers win Super Bowls in the National Football League. I think the thing is there's a lot of surface level football fans, right? He didn't have a hype around him. He didn't play, he played at Purdue, but he didn't have a lot of hype around him coming out of college and stuff like that. He didn't come from Clemson or Alabama or Miami or, USC. He came from Purdue. And I'm not saying Purdue is some podunk school. Shout out to my brother Stu, but it's Purdue. It's not Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. When you don't have that first round pedigree on you, people tend to feel like you can't get it done. But there are a lot of people in this league who have had success that have not been drafted in the first 3 rounds. And maybe he could be one of them, man. Wasted. we bringing back Jacobs next year, I feel like he's also a key player for the culture. I do too. I think that if AP is here, I think we bring back Josh. Definitely. And I think Josh understands the mission and the assignment. He didn't cash in the way he should have last year because he couldn't. But I think the Raiders do what makes sense for the Raiders and Josh Jacobs because he is the straw that stirs the drink here, man. I really do, man. I think Jacobs will be back, man. I'm sorry, man. My bad, y'all. I got to get down. I'm a little behind, man. I got to get down, man. I'm sorry. My guy T Severe. Why is everybody so convinced that AP is the guy at head coach and so convinced that Bo is not the guy at OC? The same circumstances apply to both, and neither have been that great. Yeah, Patrick Graham is carrying these dudes. Bro, that's a possibility. That's a distinct possibility, right? I'm not saying that Bo is not the guy, right? But what I know is that the players are buying into the head coach and not the offensive coordinator. And I think that if you're going to keep AP, right, and if Bo Hardigree doesn't take a marketable step forward, even if he does, see the thing about Bo is that you can keep Bo on the roster. He can be the quarterback coach. He can have something to do with this organization. He doesn't necessarily have to be the offensive coordinator, and you can go and get a guy that can kind of like a Frank Reich, a guy that's been a head coach, a guy that if need be, if the bottom falls out of this thing, can take and step into that role, or Patrick Graham can step into that role. But I think for this thing to be successful, you have to bring experience in the door somewhere. I think there has to be some experience brought into this ethos somewhere, T. Severe. That's the problem. It's not that we're convinced AP is the guy. The one thing I know is that there's a huge difference between the way the players are playing under AP than they're playing for the Josh McDaniels. Now, what I've said is I'm waiting to the end of the season because I was saying this on the show with Graf last night. AP has to win a bunch of games for me. He has to win at least 2 to 3 more games for me to sign off and say, yo, give him the job. If he only wins, if he loses out, I can't make a fucking great argument just because the players like him to give him this job. I can't. He has to earn it. The same way Aiden O'Connell. The only thing is I just want for him to get a real fair shake at earning the job. And I don't need for the job to be strictly based off of just wins. It needs to be based off of style of play. How did you lose these games? If it gets ugly the last few games of the season, then we know that we got to go outside of the building and probably look for our head coach, right? But conversely, if he loses a tough one to the Chiefs, the team is playing hard, right? We beat the Vikings, we beat Indianapolis, we get that Denver game, or the Charger game or whatever, right? And say, for instance, we're right around the 500 or sub 500 and we're not a dumpster fire. I think you got to consider keeping him here because now you have something to build on. You know, like the thing about the Raiders and with a lot of these players is that like losing is like a stench that you get on you, bro. And once you get into a loser's mindset and you get into an organization that has too much upheaval and too much, stress and strife and flipping the organization over and moving guys around and different personalities and people getting to know new systems and stuff. That's not good for guys like Davante Adams because he's in the middle of his career. It's not good for Maxx Crosby because then they start thinking, man, do I want to be here? I need to be in a stable situation. I think Antonio Pierce, and I think this is the reason why a lot of people are really riding for Antonio Pierce, is because one, I think a lot of us are nostalgic. We love the fact that he grew up a Raider fan, right? We love the fact that he was a former player. We love the fact that we know that he's not a dumbass and a robot. He's not a tyrant like John Gruden. And we know that he's not a douchebag like Josh McDaniels. We know that he's a man, right? So this is the first time we've had a coach that's a man in a while. He's a fucking man, right? Jack Del Rio was a man too. You got to give Jack his credit. Jack's a man. He played the game, right? He was a linebacker. Same thing, kind of thing with AP, right? But what AP gives us is he gives us some stability as far as things that have been going on in the last year. So if we go into next year with him, we're going in, we're not starting all new. We're not having to buy in and see how it all works out. We kind of know what kind of coach Antonio Pierce is. We know what kind of guy he is as far as dealing with the players. We kind of like can look at what they do in the offseason and we can buy into that more. That's why a lot of us are rooting for AP. With Bo, I don't think Coach Bo is a guy that, and and look, to be honest with you, I like his first scripted plays. But if Coach Bo was replaced as offensive coordinator and they kept him in the building, that's nothing but right. He doesn't have to go anywhere else. He could just get put back to where he was. Terry Ogden, do you think we should go after Chris Jones heavily? Yes. Addition by subtraction. Yes. To me, Chris Jones is my number one free agent. If I could sign anybody, it would be him. Because he immediately comes into our defense. That would be the reverse of the Rodney Hudson effect. Yes, 100%. Bring a guy that knows the Chiefs defense, knows the players, the weaknesses, knows the inner workings of the building, and subtract from the defense. Subtract the engine out of their defense. Hell yes. Chris Jones, like your life freaking dependent on it, man. If it were up to me, I use high draft capital in the trenches and DBs this year. And if AOC ain't it, push hard for Shedeur Sanders next year. Hey, man, I love it, man. You like it? I love it, bro. You like it? I love it, man. My dog, Bryce Patrick B, is in a place, man. Thank you, brother, for the $20 holler, man. Keeping the lights on here at Raider Nation Unlimited. 2014, I remember the nation completely backing rookie number 4. 2023, and the nation seems split on AOC. He needs all our support, too. I want him to be the QB so we can draft, other needs, and he can build around Adams and Jacoby. Now, see, this is the problem with that, right? When Derek Carr was drafted, he was drafted in the second round, right? We had a young head coach. We drafted Khalil Mack, right? Derek Carr went and he won that job. He won the job. Matt Schaub was supposed to be the starting quarterback. He was the veteran and Carr was supposed to watch, and he won the job. He went in preseason and won the job and played the entire season. So we had no choice but to back DC. And then he showed those flashes, and we kept backing him, and we loved him. He said all the right things, and they showed the pictures of him growing up with his uncle played for the Raiders and all of that shit, right? This is the difference, bro. And this is the reason why I love the fact that we're not just jumping out the window with Aiden O'Connell. One, Aiden O'Connell was a lower draft pick than Derek Carr. He's a 4th-round pick, right? And I know that shouldn't matter, but it does, right? 2, Aiden O'Connell didn't have, the whole preseason and the beginning of the regular season, and we knew he was our guy. He kind of was a victim of circumstance. He was put in because Jimmy Garoppolo was absolutely putrid, right? But conversely, this is a big quarterback draft. This is one of the first times the Raiders have had a high pick in a huge, quarterback draft, right? Most of the time, it's only 1 or 2 guys, and you know that if the Raiders are 5th or 6th, they're not going to be able to move up, right? This is a draft where you got 4 or 5 guys, right? And you got 3 or 4 of them that could probably be, at the top of the league. So it's not that we don't support Aiden O'Connell. We support him. But I think that there's a part of this fan base that we kind of give up our support and our loyalty up too fast. And I don't want the Raiders to do that anymore. I don't want us as a fan base to do that anymore. We gave Derek Carr way too much grace, Patrick. We did for a long, long time. You see how the Saints fans are treating Derek Carr right now? They don't want to hear that shit. You know why? Because they've watched what greatness looks like. They've had Drew Brees for the last decade and change. They've had Drew Brees, bro. They know what that shit look like, and they don't want to fucking hear. You can't come in here and tell them that he's the greatest thing since sliced bread and he hung the moon. When he what he really is Andy Dalton, but a worse version. And I argued that for years. So I'm glad that the nation is like, nah, man, show me, bro. You ain't even played 10 games yet. You got to show me. I love it. Show me. Effing show me. DeMarcus Webb. I have a feeling that Chris Jones will use us just for contract leverage to get a better deal with KC or another team. Will use us. Use us. Fuck it. Look, either which way, that's not a bad thing for us. If the Chiefs got to pay more to keep Chris Jones, that means they have less cap space to improve the rest of their team. Good. Either which way, get into the Chris Jones sweepstakes. Maybe you get him. If you don't, and he goes to another team, great. Right? If he goes back to the Chiefs and they have to pay out the nose for him because we ran the price up, great. F him. I love it. We need a young backup, whether it's AOC or someone else. And that's a fact, Dan. We need a guy that on this roster that you have faith that can possibly win a game if your quarterback goes down, or 2 or 3. And not have it to where, you have a game with like Brian Hoyer, like we had, where we're like, yo, this guy, why is he even in the National Football League? So it's nothing but right. Patrick B, he should have been the guy week 1. But see, this is the thing, Pat. We can say that because of what we saw in the offseason, but you had a bad decision that was made by bringing Garoppolo in and paying him way too much money. His contract stated that he probably had to play anyway. Let's just be for real. The economics of football are always the economics of football, my brother. He had to play. He freaking had to play. I'm just being for real, man. I'm just being for real. My guy Hammer's in the place, man. Salute, Hammer. Salute, brother. MDM, my question is this. Other than Mac, how do we always end up drafting the wrong guy? Fans don't want. Like every year, dating back to Michael Huff or Fabian Washington over Rodgers. Look, bro. When Al was here, Al always went the road less traveled. Al always did what he thought was right. I think when Al got older, I think Al thought that he can just, put perfume on shit. I think Al always thought that he was up 2 or 3 players away from winning the Super Bowl because he was his own sounding board. When you're your own sounding board, perspective is lost. And that's what happened at the end of Al's life. You know what I'm saying? And technology came into the game, people with advanced scouting, people with, a lot better resources. Like money matters, bro. Money and having an organization with money matters. Having the ability to go out there and sign free agents that you want and want to come here as opposed to settling. See, a lot of what was happening in Al's day is that he was settling for free agents, right? He was drafting guys because he was trying to fill a hole that he couldn't fill in free agency because he couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? So that's a part of it. And when it comes to Mark Davis and all the different, people that he's had here, if you look at, Mark and the times that he's been here, when Reggie was here, Reggie didn't jump out of the window a lot. When Reggie started jumping out the window, it was like in the second, third round. But the first round picks, Reggie generally nailed those, right? John Gruden, when he had final cut, John Gruden has been historically bad drafting. That's why it's always been like that, because we've had, our whole history, Al Davis running the team. And then, from the 80s, Al fighting with the league and kind of losing his fastball. Al kind of, fucked things up for us, right? I hate to say that at the end of his life, he wasn't good at the end of his life as far as drafting. He used to be great at it, but, at the end of his life, we all fall short of glory as we get older, right? And then having John Gruden here for these years really, really mess us up. I think the Reggie years, we did all right. And then you got to realize there's a lot of years, bro, where Al Davis would trade away our first round pick for an old ass player. Like he traded away our first round pick for Richard Seymour and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a piece of that too, bro. So Robert, see, listen, everybody's killing people by taking, Robert Gallery was supposed to be the best left tackle in football. And we needed a left tackle. Nobody, when Robert Gallery was taken, bro, nobody was mad at that. Nobody. Everybody thought Robert Gallery was going to be the next Jonathan Ogden. Now, if I'm being honest, I said his arms are a little small, but everybody thought Robert Gallery was the right pick for the Raiders. They wanted to improve their offensive line. Everybody did. Nobody criticized the Raiders when they took. I remember they gave the Raiders an A on that pick. So yeah, that was a great draft. There was some great players taken in that draft, and Robert Gallery wound up not being one of them. And a lot of it is people, places, and things. The infrastructure around the Raiders at that time made it pretty hard for a lot of players to succeed. Now, Darius Hayward-Bay, that was egregious. That was terrible, man. I don't want to go into the ghost of Raiders past, man. Yeah, Gruden did okay. Gruden did a good job with Colton Miller. He did a good job with Colton Miller, man. I must say, we wanted Mike McGlinchey, and look how that worked out. I think Colton Miller's been a better player. But Gruden didn't do a good job with Jonathan Abram and Damon Arnett and all these guys. He didn't do a good job with Cleveland Farrell. Like, let's just be for real here, man. Michael Smith. Yeah, they made a mistake and moved Gallery over to right tackle. Then they moved him to guard. Town, let's talk then. What if we paired Gruden with a good GM and Caleb on the trade up? I don't want Gruden here. Gruden's ego is too big to not have final cut and control. John Gruden is a relic of football. He is, some of that shit works, but we need to get some fresh new ideas. I don't need us circling back, bro. And that brings me up to the thumbnail. There have been rumors that, Rich Bisaccia might be in play for the Raiders if Mark Davis is going to doing his full myriad of hiring. I mean, what do y'all think about that, man? What do y'all think about the Raiders kind of circling back? And what do you guys think about Mark Davis having the propensity to kind of go backwards? Y'all let me know, man. How would you guys feel if the Raiders were to interview Rich Bisaccia? How would you guys feel? Y'all give me a 1 in the chat if it's a yes. Give me a 2 in the chat if it's a no. I'm going full Mitchell Renz right now. I need to go find some fat guy in the corner to come and drink beers with me. That's what I need to do. Yo, shout out to my bro Graf in a place to be. Graf, what it is, bro? Graf, what it is, brother? What it is, man? What it is, man? Graf, what the fuck? No. 2. Good. Listen. So, AP is the new Bisaccia. Damn, y'all moved on from that quick. I remember people getting upset. My dog, Walter Scott. What's goody, my boy Wasted? We got the Vikes on Sunday. I feel 100% we can get this dub. We need it to go 6-7 and try to slide into the playoffs and get a wild card spot. Bro, look, I love it. I'm always holding out hope. But I think, it's more important that the Raiders play well. It's more important that the guys believe and that they get maximum effort out of these guys. It's more important that this thing doesn't look like a dumpster fire, more over anything to me. I want us to make the playoffs. I really do. But to me, it's about the style of play and the maturation of Aiden O'Connell and some of these young players, man. That's what it's about for me, man. I'm not even thinking playoffs right now, bro. Big Mike said, I'll pull up and drink some beers with you, bro. Shout out to you. Hey, I got Big Mike here, man. Big Mike, man, you are a supreme content creator. Do not put yourself in that gelatinous bastard's ethos. Jeremy Chugs. The F out of here. We have similar AP in terms of head coaching experience. I feel you, man. I feel you, bro. I got to get back to this. My guy, Jason Hunter, man. Appreciate you, bro. What's up, bro? Bless to you and your family. No. Stick with AP. Get a new offensive coordinator, and we're going to be just fine. Raider Nations for life. Now, let me ask y'all a question. So everybody has arbitrarily said no to Rich Bisaccia. Now, let me broach this to you. Now, I know that we can't go cherry picking on people's coaching staffs. But what if Rich Bisaccia was available to be a special teams coach? How would that sit with you, Nation? How would that sit with you if we went and brought Richie B in to be a part of the staff that we currently have with AP? So you'll have Papa Rich along with AP. And man, to me, that would be the only reunion that I'd be, here for. I would like to see Richie B be back in the building. I would just like to see him come back kind of like how Tom Cable did. I would love it. I would love him to be in the building, to have another sounding board, another veteran coach in the building. I think you got all these young whippersnappers running around on this coaching staff. I would love to see another adult in the room. Sink how rated. Nah, that could divide. Why would that divide the organization? Why would that divide the organization? Bringing in a special teams coach that everyone likes, right? That was the head coach, but he's a guy that they can go to, right? Richie B has never really been a head coach, right? He's a head coach once with us. He's a special teams coach now. Why would he come to the Raiders and all of a sudden get this big conflated ego? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think that I would love to see that, man. I would love to have him as a special team coach. I would too, bro. I would too. I liked him as a special team coach. Wait, hold on. MDM. Everyone that hates on Gruden needs to check themselves. He had us balling at 3-0. Big win against Baltimore. Rumors came out and he lost 2 and left. Bruh, look, man. The fact remains, right? Gruden was here for more than 1 year, right? And I think I'm forgetting what record he was at the time that the emails came out, but I don't think he was 3. I think, were we 3-0? We're 3-0, and then things start careening, right? Thing about it is that John Gruden's hands are all over some of the bad draft choices and some of the players that we could have had, right? And this is the thing, bro. Everybody talks about John Gruden like he's this great head coach. John Gruden is he is a fucking middle of the road coach who got lucky and won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy's team. He's been historically bad drafting. He's not a good head coach, bro. He's okay. And this is the problem that I have. You have people that are trying to fight a fucking social issue as opposed to run a football team. You got a bunch of douchebags who love Gruden so much because, let's stick it to the man, because they should have never, released his emails. The fact remains that he didn't deny the things that he said in them emails, right? And that shit just really doesn't play here in today's America. Now, to me, am I sensitive like that? No, I really don't give a fuck. I know that the NFL is a good old boys club. You probably got a lot of owners that said a lot worse than John Gruden. And that's the reason why they're trying to put a lid on it. But I don't give a fuck about that. I want my team to be good. And I don't need to go back and have a guy who's running this scheme from back in the day. I'm cool, bro. John Gruden was a great idea. He's a Lex Bubble. He was good fucking 10, 15 years ago. He was a good idea 10, 15 years ago. Now, he's not. He's a Lex Bubble, yo. That's what he is, bro. He an Acura legend. It was the shit back in the day. Right now, he's not. He's not that right now, bro. John Gruden is cannabis. That's what he is, yo. He is the cannabis of the National Football League. He's a guy that you thought was going to have a better career than he did, and he didn't. But get him the F out of here. His time is past. F him. I don't want to talk about John Gruden. Fuck him. You got a lot of you guys that are coming and weaving your way in here because you guys listen to another guy down the dial who likes to get into that conspiracy stuff and get into the, the political aspects of why he was fired and why it's wrong and the league is all this conspiracy shit. Fuck that, man. This is football, bro. This ain't the CIA. This ain't Watergate. This ain't Watergate. Like what the NFL did, yeah, they did some bullshit because they're trying to protect their brand because they're in bed with Mickey Mouse. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And look, you're not going to have me saying no coward's name on my show, man. Fuck these dudes. If it ain't guys that I'm actually cool with, I'm not going to sit up here and talk about nobody. I don't know none of these little dudes. Fuck them. Real rap. Too old for that shit, bro. Get off my lawn is way too old for that shit, bro. I fucking a kid who's about to go to college, bro. I don't have time to be beefing with no fucking dweeb. The F out of here. Abstract Raider with the 499 bomb. Appreciate you. Salute wasting it and keep dropping that fire content. We need to build in the trenches, beef up that O-line this offseason. That's a fact, bro. That is how you win in the National Football League. It's no secret. You show me a team that can maul people up front on both sides of the football, I'll show you a good football team. When you have a young player with rare traits, you have to consider building around them. AOC shows poise, IQ, and leadership. You can teach technique. Calendale, yeah, you can consider it, but you don't have to commit to it. You got to consider building around AOC, but he has to play at a level where you got to continue to consider it. He has to play so well that you have no choice. Whatever happened to people earning shit? I don't mean to be the old get off my lawn guy, but I gotta be that. Whatever happened to letting shit play out and letting people fucking earn their job? Like Tom Brady had to earn that shit. Brady earned that. They had a guy who was a number 1 pick who took them to a Super Bowl. He had to go in there and keep winning to keep that job. That's the thing, bro. Aiden O'Connell has to continue to play. He has to play better and better and better. I don't want to, for me to commit totally to Aiden O'Connell, I got to be like, yo, this is his job. I don't want to even talk about it now. He's not at that point yet. He ain't at that point yet, and I don't want to continue to keep doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to kick. Yo, he got to earn his job, bro. So let's let him keep getting better. And every week, I want to keep hearing y'all say, give the job to Aiden because he's playing well. Not because we like him and we have this thing in Raider Nation where we just get clingy because somebody played all right. Anthony Green, you bugging. Jack Del Rio's a horrible coach, bro. F him. Horrible. Paul Gunther was horrible too. F him. My guy, Daniel Lamelli, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the $9.99 holler, bro. Man, we really traded Ray Cooper and Mack for the future and pissed them away. Could have gotten Burns, McLaurin, and Jacobs in the first. What do you think about going after Danielle Hunter in free agency? I do if the price is right. Danielle Hunter's going to demand a lot of money. So I don't know with the Chandler Jones. If we didn't have the Chandler Jones situation and things worked out well and we were able to just cut bait with Chandler Jones, I would have been all in. But that money is still going to hamper us. So now you're going to have a guy that's probably going to ask for almost as much money as Maxx Crosby because Danielle Hunter's not an old guy and he's super productive. But I would love, all things being equal, if they can make it happen, I would love it. I would fucking love it, man. My guy, Chance Worthy, man. Appreciate you for the $4.99 holler, bro. Big facts. We got to get better and be on point. That's a fact, man. My guy, Shannon Johnson. Gruden been away from coaching 10 years. That's a lifetime of football. Nowadays, football advances daily. Gruden was trying to bring the I formation-based system back, and that's a fact, bro. Student body left, student body right. Get the F out of here. MDM, who's talking conspiracy? I'm saying Gruden is a better coach than you give him credit for. For his last year, he had us 3-0 on the way to a great year. Bro, I've seen times with the fucking Raiders, bro, go on 3-0. You like, bro, you act like, bro, stop it. Stop. John Gruden isn't a terrible football coach, but he's not a guy that I feel like should be getting brought up like this. Y'all act like this motherfucker's John Madden or some shit. He ain't won shit here with us. He didn't win us no Super Bowl, bro. While we at it, why don't we go get old Tom Flores to come back? At least he won 2 Super Bowls here. I mean, my God, bro. Why do we always got to go backwards? Go find the new fuck. Why are we not trying to fucking find Kyle Shanahan? Why the fuck do we always got to talk about bringing back John Gruden, bro? I'm not saying he's the worst coach in the world. I'm just saying he's not good enough for me to consider bringing back. That's what I'm saying, Mr. MDM. He's not good enough to me to consider bringing him back. For what? For what? With his big ego and his bullshit and his bad drafting and him having to have total control. Fuck that. Tired of that motherfucker, man. Raiders for life. The internet is hilarious. A bunch of keyboard gangsters. I don't know what you mean by that, Raiders for life. But listen, ain't no keyboard over here, bro. Ain't no gangster over here. We talking football. Now, if you talking anything else, bro, that's a face-to-face kind of conversation. You know what I mean? And then you do what you want to do when you see any of the guys face-to-face. And then we see how that shit turn out. Because ain't nothing inauthentic about me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we talking football. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why Wasted don't get into shit with all these little young cats, bro. I don't get into all that bullshit, bro. I'm a man of a certain age, and I'm always going to carry myself as that. I'm somebody's father, bro. I can't be on here beefing with motherfuckers on the internet like a dweeb, right? And then go and be the leader of a family. Like some of these motherfuckers, I think that shit is funny. It's like, bro, I could tell they don't have no children, or they haven't been through nothing, or they never been. Because like, how could you as a man go and look your wife and your kids in the face and you're here yelling at the fucking screen and stuff like that, bro? So I'm be honest with you, man. That ain't what I do, bro. Talent, why are you so pissed? You are among the Raider brothers living a respectful conversation. Bro, I'm not pissed, bro. I'm not pissed. We just having a heated debate. MDM. Listen, you know, old man Wasted gets fired up. Don't be so sensitive, man. It's all good. I respect where you coming from. I'm just not like I'm just like I'm done with us being so nostalgic. That's been our problem as a fan base. Like, did Art Shell 2.0 have to happen? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of us going back, or like when we brought back Tom Flores and he wasn't any good. Like, why the fuck do we always got to go back? Go forward. Go forward. Find the next guy. Lou Molina. Gruden is winning that court case and is going to expose all the emails. Gruden can now be a consultant or OC. Head coach of an NFL team is over. He can't be an offensive coordinator, bro. His ego is huge, bro. That he's not, come on, bro. That's not going to happen. I don't need him being a consultant. Consulting what? He's a bad personnel guy. He is a bad personnel guy. I'm cool on that shit, bro. My guy, Walter Scott, I agree with what you said about my comment. You don't think I've been wanting the Raiders to play well for years? The playoffs is around the corner, but that's why I said it, my boy. I feel you, bro. Yeah, we got to take that N-word off there too, bro. We won't do the N-word over here, bro. My guy, Calendale. If PG gets a head coaching job, do you have any DCs in mind? No, I don't. Real rap. No, MDM, bring them up. It's cool. Bro, you got to realize something, MDM. We got a show going on here, brother, and you can't talk back to me right now, bro. We got to entertain here. I love whatever y'all want to talk about, this is your show too, bro. Whatever y'all want to talk about, we going to talk about here, bro. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not a snowflake like that, bro. We just don't agree on that one. That's all. It's all. MDM, I appreciate you, bro. It's cool. It's all good, bro. I appreciate you, bro, for supporting and always being here. It's all good, my brother. Wasted. What does Gruden have to say about him coming back? I don't know. I got to see where the hell that guy is, man. I don't think he likes what I got to say about him coming back here. Clone Avenger. Wasted. A man of knowledge and wisdom. This is why I asked you. Did Sinbad did play a genie in that movie? He did. It was a really bad movie. People online were saying the movie never existed, but it did exist. He did play a genie in that movie. Terrible movie. Let me scroll down. I'm behind in the comments, man. I wanted Champ as GM when Ziegler got the job. I want Champ as GM too. I think that having a guy that is a highly touted GM, and I love the fact that they brought in Champ as kind of like a fail-safe for Ziegler and them. I think that at this juncture, you have to have a GM behind the scenes kind of formulating the plan going into the next offseason. I think if anything, even if they don't hire AP, I think you got to have Champ Kelly be the GM, and you got to let Champ Kelly hire the coach. That's how I feel about it. I really believe that. I feel like we can't have a coach that has final cut. We got to have a real GM, and we got to have a real GM that's doing the work now, that understands what we need and that kind of help build this thing up, man. But yeah, I agree 100%, Patrick B. Shout out to you, man. Shaq is Kazam, but Sinbad had a movie named Kazam. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I remember it. And I know I'm not stupid. I'm going to find that shit too, man. Hold up. Sinbad Kazam. Haha. It was his was Shazam. Look at that. Is that Sinbad to you? That is Sinbad. That is Sinbad. Yes. Sinbad. Yes, it exists. Yeah, crazy. My brother John Scheffler, man, with the 499 holla. Appreciate you, man. You keep looking back, you'll never move forward. If you keep moving forward, you'll never look back. Yes, that's the conundrum we're in, right? The thing is, yo, you can look back on things that worked. I don't understand why we look back on things that have not worked. John Gruden with unchecked power doesn't work. It don't work. That's the reason why I always get upset, because, yo, the times when he was successful, when he had Al Davis to tell him no and Bruce Allen to tell him no, John, no, we're not doing that. And when he got to Tampa Bay and he had more power than Bruce Allen, that's when the things careened off the cliff, man. But yes, I found it, my brother. Yeah, Colt Miller is out, y'all. My guy. Rate of Sound, appreciate you for pulling up, man. Wasted, you're right. We need to move forward. Gruden did not work. He would want control of drafting. We all know he didn't make good draft picks. I still think Mayock is the one who found Cry. I do too. I do too. But yo, the sun shines on the dog once in his life. It was Shazam Simba. That's right. I know Hammer. I think you were a backup in that movie. Hey, Wasted, honestly, man, I think the bye week that's got everybody talking about this ish. Leave Raider Nation without football for 7 days and shit turns into a mini offseason speculation. Well, yeah, Raider John, shout out to one of the GOATs of YouTube, Raider John. It's always like that. We got to find and fish, and you know what I'm saying? We always got to do this, bro. And it gets to the point for me, bro, where it's like, yo, I'm looking forward. What about Antonio Pierce, bro? Like, some people ask me, what do I think about Jim Harbaugh? Right now, I don't, because I'm in the throes of this season. I need to see how Antonio Pierce does. If Antonio Pierce does a good enough job to be palatable for the nation, bro, I say keep him, so we don't have to do all of this bullshit. We don't got to have the speculation whether Davante Adams likes the new coach coming in and this and that. We don't got to do all of that. We know that Davante likes AP. We know that. We know that Maxx likes AP. We know that they get along and they understand the situation they're coming back into next year. They're comfortable. We're comfortable. Just let them draft well. Rudy the Vet, man. Gruden and any other retread coach, time to find a new coach who's hungry. Two-time felon, Raider Nation for life. Hotep and Bill. Shout out to my guy. Appreciate you, Rudy the Vet Russo, man. Shout out to my brother Hotep Jesus too, man. Shout out to my brother Hotep, man. Ruben Russ, would you have an issue with AP being a coach and not being a true offensive and defensive mind? Anytime we had a good coordinator, they get the job somewhere else. But yo, Ruben Russ, like I said previously, no, I wouldn't. Because yo, then what you do is you have somebody else who was on his staff that he doesn't take with him that you have in line. If you have a good situation here with your coaches and your positional coaches, they can come and step in, and then you can find some more talent. It's okay, bro. The 49ers and the Giants and all those great teams, and back in the day with the Redskins, with Joe Gibbs, he had a ton of coaches who moved on and got jobs, and then other people moved up and did even better. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens the thing about it is, if you build a strong enough system and a strong enough culture and you have the players, those cornerstone players, they're going to help you get good coordinators. It's more so about building a strong culture with your head coach and your quarterback and your defense, and then those coordinators that you bring in will do all right. The Baltimore Ravens, look how many people the Baltimore Ravens made head coach. Marvin Lewis and Rex Ryan, Footsex Rex, all of them guys. They made about like 5 guys head coach. A lot of head coaches got out of there, man, and it's okay. Mike Nolan, all of these guys, bro. It's about building the culture around all of this stuff. Yeah, Del Rio was there in Baltimore too, but they didn't get him a job directly. It's like Mike Nolan. It was a couple of people. Wait. It was Marvin Lewis, Footsex Rex, Mike Nolan. Damn, I think it was it was a couple of people. It was somebody else I'm forgetting that they got a job for too. That's right. Footsex Rex is in a place, man. My guy Lou Molina. I love seeing all these different ideas on the Raiders. Makes you think and see the other side. For me, whatever works, and we get to a Super Bowl. It's been too long. That's how I feel too, bro. I feel that too, bro. Yo, Pete. They said Pete Carroll in Seattle. They didn't get Pete Carroll a job. The Ravens did, but Pete Carroll has that system too, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely having a senior moment. I'm trying to think of some of the other defensive coordinators that the Ravens got head coaching jobs. I'll look it up, man. I know definitely Rex Ryan, Marvin Lewis, and freaking Mike Nolan. I'm gonna look, man. Ravens defensive coordinators since 2000. Okay, Chuck Pagano. Dean Pease wasn't a head coach, but Chuck Pagano. Wink Martindale didn't get a head coaching job. Greg Madison didn't get a head coaching job. Mike Nolan, Marvin Lewis. Dean Pease was a beast too. Mike McDonald. I think Mike McDonald had got a head coaching job too. So y'all are right. My guy. Gotta wait until the end of the season to decide Antonio Pierce. But either way, it should be Champ Kelly's GM decision. I think so too. That's what I just said. And yo, my brother Matt Marinovich with the coldest mullet in Raider YouTube. Business in the front, party in the back. My brother, man. Shout out to you. This guy is being weird right now, yo. This guy's being weird. He's talking about all kinds of nonsense. That staff was incredible. Yes, it was, man. And that's the kind of thing we need to build here, man. That's what we need to build here, man. I ain't like the field to the Raiders I did, but now I think if he can get it together, he can have Michael Vick X type career going from Atlanta to the Eagles. Thing about it is, bro, when you took at Justin Fields has never got to the point where Michael Vick was, right? He's a blank slate. I think that it could be even better than that. I really do. I really do, because Michael Vick had a lot of bad habits. Justin Fields, the only problem that Justin Fields has had is consistency at top with him and having weapons. Justin, if you put Justin Fields with a lot of weapons and protect him and give him a good, smart head coach, I think he can be okay, man. Space Beast, my brother, man. Thank you for the $4.99 super, bro. Tomlin is a head coach that doesn't call plays for 17 years. Campbell doesn't do it. Baltimore Harbaugh doesn't do it. AP calling plays, Peeps is tripping. That's a fact, bro. And look, I can talk about a lot of great coaches that didn't call plays, bro. From Parcells and all of these guys, they didn't call plays. And I'm okay with it. I don't need for my coach to be Sean Payton. I don't need for him to be Kyle Shanahan. I don't need that. I mean, Mike Shanahan didn't call plays. Gary Kubiak called the plays. Mike Shanahan didn't call plays. I'd rather have PG as head coach than AP, if I'm being honest. Graham hired AP to his staff and is the one making his team look good right now. And bro, in a sense, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, T Severe, as far as, PG making the team look good. the thing is that at this juncture, Antonio Pierce has a lot of credibility with the men on this football team, right? And I like, Patrick Graham being where he is. I don't need any major shakeups. I don't know if Patrick Graham can get the rest of the team to be ingratiated into what he's doing. I know that Antonio Pierce can. And I know that if you could keep Patrick Graham here to really turn this thing around, because I don't think Patrick Graham is going to have a lot of head coaching offers at this point, because the team has been okay, but they haven't won anything yet, right? So they're going to scour, the Super Bowl winner, the Super Bowl loser. They're going to do all of that, right? But I think until we start turning around, we make a playoff, Patrick Graham's will be here. So why mess up with the synergy of what we have? Let Patrick Graham keep building this and let AP just be the quarterback. I don't need, my defensive coordinator that's got the team going into a right direction, being a head coach, and now he can't focus on the defense. But, I disagree, bro. My guy, Ruben Russ, I want a front office that treats Vegas like Vegas. Our problem in Oakland was always money. Don't be scared to pay huge bucks for Chris Jones or Wilkins. It's not about that, bro. It's about the fact that, you got to fill out the rest of the roster, too. You don't want a top-heavy roster. I want smart football guys. Now, look, I want a team that swings big. I don't want a team that's, clutching their purse strings every time they make a deal. I do want a team that swings big. But conversely, you have to do it in reason. You have to be good structuring contracts, trap doors, and all them kind of things. Because free agent moves, sometimes the ones that make the most sense don't work. George Larson, I'm down with a dual threat QB. Will be good for our division. Our QBs couldn't scramble an egg. I feel you, bro. But conversely, man, so you don't think, see, Justin Fields, there's some things that Justin Fields has that Michael Vick did. One, Justin Fields is a lot bigger than Michael Vick. Justin Fields is a terrific running quarterback, bro. I don't know if you look, but Justin Fields, bro, I don't know how you could say he doesn't have, that level. And then does he throw as far as Vick? No. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with Michael Vick is, and the thing with Justin Fields is, I would submit to you that I'm sure Justin Fields is looking at his goddamn playbook. Michael Vick didn't know how to even read a defense until he got to Philadelphia. So that's more so what I give a shit about. You know what I'm saying? Look, Justin Fields, bro. We're gonna look at his career stats with the Chicago Bears, right? Justin Fields, man, as a runner, bro, this dude has rushed for over 1,000 yards as a quarterback, bro. That shit is special. Don't try to downplay Justin Fields, man. I like Justin Fields, bro. I like Justin Fields, bro. My guy Ruben Russ, I agree, wasted, but we wouldn't have to fill out a roster in free agency if we drafted well. You always have to fill out your roster with some free agents. You always have to, bro. Even if you're a team like the 49ers have drafted great, right? But did they go out there and they've improved their roster in free agency? They went out there, they had guys that were rushing for 900 yards, 1,000 yards, all this and that. They had a wide receiver rush for them at 1,000 yards. But, what they had to do is they went out there and they got Christian McCaffrey. They got him through trade. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Like, everybody looks at certain teams and they're like, oh, they just they drafted 70% of their roster, but they went out there and filled it in other places. You always have to use everything available to you to improve your roster. Like Chase Young, look at that. Trent Williams is a free agent. The 49ers got one of the best rosters in football. The Eagles, they drafted a lot of that roster. A lot of it was brought in through free agency as well, and trades. Let's be honest here, bro. It's not like, we get tunnel vision when we talk about, how we see the game, what we think the Raiders should do. Because the problem with the Raiders is we haven't done none of this shit right. That's the biggest problem. We haven't drafted well. We haven't brought in free agents well. We haven't made good trades. We haven't managed our cap well. We haven't done any of it. We haven't that's the thing, bro. We need to start doing all of this shit well. Daniel Lamelli, Ideally, if Phil comes in and performs like an elite QB, maybe in the 5th year, we'll bring in a new type of offense and play style to the Raiders, which them when was the last time we had a dual threat QB? It's been a long time. We had Terrell Pryor. He wasn't a dual threat. He was a single threat. All he could do is run. You know what I'm saying? Terrell Pryor. It's like Terrell Pryor. All he did was run. So now I feel you, bro. Raider Felon. That's a cold-ass name, bro. We need to take a big swing in this year's draft. We need to take a big swing every year. Yo, play designing and play calling both overrated, to be honest. This is a game of football that has been recycled over and over again. It's a copycat game. It's harder to find an actual leader of men that moves people, and that's true. Look, the one thing, if everybody was a leader, then nobody's a leader. Leaders are born. Leaders are special. Leaders are special, bro. That's why you can't just poo-poo when you have an actual guy that you could see as a leader of men. There are a lot of smart football guys. There are a lot of guys who are bright as hell, and they might not be leaders. Like with Patrick Graham, we don't know if Patrick Graham is a good leader, but I know AP is. You see, like I'm saying, bro, grabbing dudes like Javon Walker and the White Tiger is crazy. For that's a fact, bro. Let me see what T. Severe got to say. T. Severe's trying to warm it up here. Junior Flores, what he's doing is tangible. He's actually producing and has been despite his surroundings. His defense won us 2 games and kept us close to Miami. That's a fact, bro. But the thing is, would he still be able to do that from a macro level, being the head coach? He's able to just focus on that one side of the ball, and that is where his ministry lies at this point. Let him cook, bro. Let Patrick Graham cook. Let's not mess up the synergy of this team right now. The synergy and the magic in his team is the fact that Patrick Graham is doing his thing and AP is doing his thing. And if we can win this game tomorrow, I say, oh my God, let him cook. Let him cook, T. Severe. T. Severe, you are a classic dissenter, T. Severe. Love going against the grain. I love it, though. I love it, man. Some of these teams just win over and over again. I have like 10 years of good drafting plus strategic free agency, excellent money management. Even this year, we are starting over, and that's a fact. And you start over until you don't. You have to turn the ship around at some point. This is the time to turn it around. This is the time to turn it around. And this is the wasted ideology. You're damn right. The wasted ideology. Taino Raider, my guy, in a place to be. I say Bill Wise, see about Cam Ward or Marvin Harrison Jr. set it up. Bruh, cool on wide receivers taking them that high, man. I'm really good on that, yo. Cool on that. But guys, let me ask you guys something, man. We've been going for an hour and a half, man. Y'all want to keep rolling on out of here, or are we're gonna bring this train into the track? The content was fire today, man. I appreciate. If I do say so myself, man, the conversation, not the content. You guys got to be the judge of that, whether you guys enjoyed the show or not. I hope you guys did. But I'm gonna be real with you. The chat, you guys. Listen, man. I'm floored by how great you guys were today, man. Y'all need to pat yourself on the back like Barry Horowitz. Now, if you guys don't know old WWE, Google Barry Horowitz. But man, I am floored. God! Wow! Man, I'm floored by how great you guys were today, man. You guys are the best chat in Raider YouTube. It is unbelievable how good you guys were today. Thank you guys, man. What has tangibly changed with AP as head coach? We've scored more than 20 points once, have lost exactly the same as we've been losing. Plus, AP is a football lifer, fumbling at the end of the game with indecision. Listen, bro. What's changed is the attitude, the effort, the level of execution. All of that has changed, bro. That is a horrible, horrible take, T. Severe. Horrible. Horrible. The F out of here, T. Severe. The F out of here. T. Severe, I hate to do this to you, brother.
Angry man, what you doing here? Man, sit your ass down.
Severe, sit your ass down, man. Come on now. The F you talking about, T. Severe? Shit, what has changed tangibly? All of us. There's actually some hopium in Raider Nation, T. Severe. Read a room. What bums me out most is our front office has never been aggressive type to trade for players to help the team. When the Miners got Chase Young for a third-round conditional pick, it broke my hopes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Look, bro, I wanted Chase Young, but, yo, what was going on? That was the day we fired, bro. So I get it. I understand. That doesn't mean we're not going to be aggressive next year. That's right. T. Severe is heel. T. Severe has made a heel turn. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man. My guy, Ferris Johnson. What's up, Wasted? Just got in the chat. Appreciate you for pulling up. The chat has been excellent today. Excellent. I'm excited to watch a defense that won't run the sweep right against an inflatable Marcus flailing arms. Yo, I feel you, man. My guy, Martin, from way across the pond is going to bed. Chip, chip, cheerio, my brother. Junior Flores. T. Severe, I agree with what PG is doing. He also AP has brought in the camaraderie in that locker room where it reflects on the field. AP has the Raiders playing football again, and I love it. You guys tell him. You tell him. But guys, look, man, I think it's about time to run this train into the track. Bring it back into the station. It's about that time, guys. But look, I haven't even asked you guys, but if you're out there and you're watching, if you're on Twitter and you're watching and you enjoy what I do over here, come on over to Raider Nation Unlimited at Wasted Talent Raiders. Hit that subscribe button. We are in a race to 10,000 subscribers. I got to get to the double digits, man. Look, if I respectfully say so myself, I'm too good of a content creator to be at 9,000. I got to be at 10, 12, 13, 14,000. I know I'm a part-timer, but God damn it, I'm too damn good to not be there. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm a Barry Horowitz myself. So get your brother over there, man. T. Severe, execution been poor. AP said it itself. This is results-oriented business. This is a results-oriented business. What results have changed? We're so happy to have JMD gone. We don't see we still suck. It's all emotions. T. Severe, get the F out of here. Get out of here. That Dolphins game would have looked markedly different if Josh McDaniels was the coach. F out of here, T. Severe. The F. Josh Jacobs is running the ball better. The overall attempt and the way that they're calling the game is better. Wet blanket Severe. Damn T. Severe. Severely wet blanketing this whole thing, man. The wasted word of the day. Let's get to the wasted word of the day. This damn T. Severe got me ill up in here. Intractability. The trait of being hard to influence or control. That is the wasted word of the day. And that is a word that just definitely explains T. Severe because he is very hard to influence. That man marched to the beat of his own drum, and I love it. Shout out to T. Severe. That is my brother. I appreciate him always pulling up here and making the chat better. Super Mari crying, yo. Everybody that's in the place to be, Wasted would like to say thank you to you all because you guys have made this a hell of a show today, man. If I do say so myself, y'all have a great night. I didn't have to unceremoniously block anybody, and that's good. Shout out to the Get Off My Lawn gang, yo. We are out of here like yesterday. We will be back at y'all, man. Y'all have a great effing night. And, yo, y'all know what I'm going to do. Y'all know what I'm going to do, man. No, that ain't what I'm going to do.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Damn right, the price is going up, and T. Severe is going to see how this team plays when they go in there and beat the Vikings. Damn it. Y'all have a good night, man. I will be back all weekend, man. Love all of y'all, man. Yo, enjoy the rest of your night, man. Peace.